Alright, so what a day it's been. I'm gonna like read you a phrase. Alright, I wrote this down. So the first line of the Bible gives us the last cell of the reckoner and its symbol, which is 5,000, or V with a line on top. Only if you know cellular math and the reckoner. That's today. So I don't know, after what I've done, okay, like that's on the bottom now, so I flipped it over and I got a new piece of paper, and on that piece of paper I wrote this: the heaven and the earth, because I want to know what the fuck you're creating. Okay, what's interesting on this page? Took out my Holly Bibla and I looked at it and said, in the beginning God created. I know what God is, okay? God is right there. Okay, I know that. I'm not interested in that word. It's capitalized. I get why it's capitalized. I don't care about N. Okay, I get the 9 and the 14, which is just the 4-5 beside the 1-4. Armageddon right there. That's N. Okay, yeah, beginning, whatever. Created. Okay, the heaven and the earth, and they're all lowercase. There. That's gonna tell us why the last cell of the reckoner is 5,000 or V with a line on top. That's there. That's all you need to know. You know why you need to know it? Because if you've been paying attention to Kevin speak for the last whatever many years doing this, I looked at it again. So I'm gonna go through my old work first, and then we're gonna move on from that. But I gotta go through the page. So I wrote this out and I was like, let's look at heaven and earth, because that's the boom words, right? So I put the numbers down, I put how many letters there are, I put it as a phrase, did math, and I was like, you know what, that's all garbage. Whatever, cool. That is what it is, it's not important. I looked at the and I said, oh, okay, that's 37, cool. I'll get to that later. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know, I wrote this in the corner to remind myself of this number for some reason, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then I drew this box, and I put a 76 in the middle, a 69 in the corner, and a 69 in the corner, and it dawned on me. You got two 69s, you got one 76. I said, so half of 76 is 38, and 69 is just a circle 5 next to a circle date. And I go, okay, you got 2, and that has to be half to go with the 38, 58, 38, 58, and the V. This last cell is a V with a line on top. There's your V. The Roman numerals could be the line that goes on top of it, because it's a 1/8 for the Roman numerals, which is shorter than a 9/9. So it would literally just be a V with a line on top of it. Now, look at 38, 58. I'm on the right track here. So I drew in the corner here Charon and day 1, Pluto, Captain, CPTN, Charon, Pluto, Triton, Nereid. And I started looking at, the construction of heaven, because what are we talking about? What does Kevin know about cellular math? What is the earth? The earth is 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143. What is heaven? 174 magnets. Where is heaven and earth on my reckoner? Well, there's a 1 of 1 of 7 of 13. You gotta cross an L. There's 110. You gotta cross the heaven and the other heaven, and the 2143, the 110, and the 13 to get your other 2143, let's say. Or your 21 next to your 340, which could be 2143 if you take the 0 and reverse these and add them, and it's 71. So I was looking at, I know where the earth is. There's another earth. I know what the heavens are. So I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. I wrote them down. See, 1, 1, 7, 13, 110, 1. I wrote them all down. Maybe it's the 340. I don't know. Maybe want to stay in the 9x9. Maybe want to not do that and just do that. I don't know, guy. So I'm like, what is heaven and earth then? It's a bunch of numbers, fuck. It's a bunch. I wrote this. I said there are 174 magnets in heaven. A perfect circle is 36. You need 4 spots for bearings. 32 times 5 rings, because I say so for a long time, because there's an X, Y, Z for the 3-dimensional plane, and you have 1 going for the corners of the reckoner, and 2 rings to do that for the 8 corners. Anyways, 8 vertices. Whatever, 32 times 5 rings is 160. There's 14 axles, the magnet at the end, so 160 plus 14 is 174. That's why there's 174. So I just wrote that there, and I was looking at this going, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So the heaven and the earth, they're just numbers. 174, 1 of 1 of 7, 13, 110, 21, 43. They're 2 things. Let's do it twice, I said. So I got 2 different paths and 2 different heavens. So I just looked at the numbers and I went, okay, add them up. 2275 times it by 2, it's 45 550. 174 twice is that. Add them up, it's 48.98. You're 102 away from 5,000, which would be the bottom cell here. I want to reverse engineer this 5,000. So I was like, yeah, we need 102 for 5K. And I said, okay, it'll take 14 cells to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14. So I was like, okay, we take 14 away from 102. You need 88 cells. And I was looking at, okay, well, we passed this L, and that's the 12th letter, and that's a 76. 76 plus 12 is 88. So I was like, yeah, 76 plus 12 is 88. That's pretty cool. But I'm like, I wasn't satisfied. Just wasn't satisfied. So where did I do that? Oh, I did it up here. So I was looking at heaven and earth. What are the letters it takes to write heaven and earth? So I wrote them down. A-E-H-N-R-T-V. They sum to 88. And not only that, if you don't like me counting the cells it takes, let's talk about, yeah, which ones are repeated. Look, common to both is E, A, and H. E, A, and H. Okay? E, A, and H is 14. That's the 8th letter, 5th letter, and 1st. That's 14. What are you left with? But you have 2 E's in heaven, so what's a 5, 5? So a 5 next to a 5 could be a circled 5, right? A 1 and a V. A V with a line on top. The remainder from the letters is a V with a line on top. It's on my other page. Yeah, I'll show you that the letters, these ones are repeated. There's 88. These are the 14 for your 102. I did the math. Oh, yeah, I did a lot of stuff here. Oh yeah, here. Sorry. Jeez. So much craziness. Okay. Not only that, but there's I put here this asterisk for the and the. There's a the and the. Okay, well, the sums to 37. Well, that's if you add. No, I don't like that because I had it all those bubbles here and I didn't add the bubbles for the end because that's just 14 and that's 19, but I didn't account for 4. So I'm not going to talk about and the. And the does not, this is garbage. Sorry, that is actually wrong. Good thing I did that.
The and the?
The and the.
2 37s and a 38.
No, I did it wrong. I did the math wrong. It's okay. I fucked up.
Sums to a 110, by the way.
And the?
The and the.
The and the?
37 times.
No, it's 37 if you count the circles, and I didn't count the circles in and, so they're not.
Okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know, because there's one and 2 thes.
Yeah.
So maybe if the counting the is 37 with the circles is because there's 2 of them, and I only counted a 14, 4, and 1 for the 19 here. I didn't add the other fucking 4 circles for the individuals in this. But maybe I don't have to because there's 1 and 2 thes. Maybe it's a happy accident.
Yeah.
But there may okay. Think about this. There may or may not be a ratio of balance between having 1 and as a 19, but when you cellularly look at those, because they're shared, it is a 19 times 37, 37 could be expressed as a circled 37, which is a 38. Half of 38 is 19. So I'm saying is there's a ratio of balance.
Yeah.
But another thing about the 32 magnets per ring, I was looking at it this way, going like, what if you leave from a 6 as the first thing, and then you go to the 1 as the second thing, and the 1 as the third thing, and the 0 is the ring is the third thing, and the 9 is the fifth thing. Well, then I said to myself, there's 5 stages. So there's your 5 here. And I said, okay, well if you have a 6 and a 9, but there's your slash for your circle, let's say, that's in the next cell. But I said, okay, what if you just circle the 6 and the 9, which are already like a 1 by 2? If we like have a 1 by 2 of 6 and 9, and then circle it, you know? It could be like a 12 and an 18, which sums to a 30. And then you're left with the 1 and 1 on the bottom, which is a 2, and that's a 32. So there's 32 magnets, times 5 is 160, and you need 14. But at the same time, 9's cancel. If 9's cancel, a circled 6 is a 12, and 12 and a 1 and a 1 is a 14. For the other 14 magnets for your 160 plus 14 for 174. So this right here, the very first thing could be defining heaven. as 174 from a certain point of view because it's 32 times 5 plus 14. Did I do the math yet? No, I did. Yeah, I showed you here. Yeah. Yeah, and then it's... So, okay, let's... In summary. Alright, in summary. 1 plus 1 plus 7 plus 13 plus 110 plus 2143 times 2 plus 174 times 2 plus I don't know, A, E, H, N, R, T, V, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus A, E, H equals 5,000, but the extra E in heaven
is the V with the line on top. The symbol of 5,000.
Yeah, exactly. It is a V in Roman numerals, and the fact that there's two E's or two 5s could be expressed as a circled 5, expressed as a line on top of it. So, do the math. I know you guys hate it when I say that, but do the math and tell me I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. Like, I did it once or twice, but I'm pretty sure that literally this here is called the Earth in cellular math. This here is called heaven. These are the letters used for both. These are the ones that are common to both. And the leftover is common to heaven. The first line of the Bible gives us the last cell of the reckoner and its symbol, which is 5,000 or V with a line on top, only if you know cellular math, as in the definition of heaven and earth, because of the reckoner. Right? Is that good?
Sounds good.
Oh yeah. And if that's a 50, then there's 126 lines in the first page of the Bible. I just saw that. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff on this. Fuck, I did good today. I don't know what else I did. Nothing else here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It gives you the symbol for 5,000. EE in heaven is a circled 5, which could be like, the circle could be the line, and the V, 5 could be the V. That's all I'm talking about. And this is what I was talking about for the 32, and I don't know anymore, guys. My pen ran out of ink. So at the end of the day, all this, I've been thinking about, okay, like the common letters of heaven, okay? The first, the fifth, and the eighth. Or it could be a circled 1, 5, 7. I don't know. Very timely of it. But all I'm saying is that this right here is 13, 14. These 14 cells. The common letters to both heaven and earth. If you take a reckoner of 81, subtract 14, you get 67. Now what 67 is the spaces of the reckoner which are not part of heaven and earth. Remember, I counted here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everything that's not part of this is a 67. And we got the Ottawa 67s, like the big zeros that are 67 worth, that are not part of heaven and earth. And I find that really like a shot, you know, like thinking that Ottawa 67 signify the nothing that is part of heaven and earth. Kind of grim. I don't know. Yeah, I used to just think it was 76 backwards, which was all kind of like fluffy and fun and happy, but
Canada formed in 1867.
yeah.
Nice year.
Cheers.